Hello, my name is Kristen Wisniewski and welcome to my TOK presentation. One day when I was at lunch, I was eating an apple. My friend came over to me and asked, "Do you know what's in that?" I replied, "No. Why should I?" My friend got upset and she hit the apple out of my hand. She said it has GMOs in it. I know her emotions influenced this sporadic action of hers to hit it out of my hand, and I thought, why don't corporations or sellers tell consumers what they are actually buying? When you walk by Ralph's, there's no sign that says it has GMOs in it. As I was walking by this situation in Ralph's, it led me to a knowledge question. Do ethical responsibilities limit how knowledge is shared? First, let's take a step back and examine key terms. Ethics is the recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. Ethical responsibility is the duty to follow this certain conduct. Ethics is applied throughout society on a daily basis. So, how is one's ethical responsibility a limitation on the shared knowledge? An example is Ralph's. The apples are big, juicy, and red, yet they are not labeled that they contain GMOs and they're not labeled that they're organic. So, in this science, we will explore why. There are different ethic responsibilities for each corporation. Each one is different due to their own bias and their own perspective on what they sell and how it benefits to them. If the apple suppliers were to say that their product contained GMOs, would they lose business? See, this is where their own benefits come in. Ethics are different per person, and in this corporation, their own ethical judgment is their own. It differs from mine. Everything's morally wrong or right in different points of view. The corporation believes that they are not ethically responsible to label that their product contains GMOs. They use their own reasoning to not label it, saying that it will help their own business if they don't label it, hence allowing them a scapegoat and giving their own. For myself, I think that their decision was unethical and that their reasoning was unjust. But however, ethics is personal knowledge and one's own moral compass. Each one is different and depends on each person's perspective, as established, this situation can go back to one's own perspective to how ethical something is and to what extent. One's own perspective cannot be remotely shared, only through language. This can be examined through reason, emotion, as well as perspective, all as ways of knowing. When examining this situation, we can see that their own ethical responsibilities limit how their knowledge is shared because they are not sharing this information and withholding it from society. A health-related example is patient safety at a doctor's office. The doctors are responsible to address patient safety to promote their own health care. Their ethical responsibilities do not limit how their knowledge is shared. Each doctor or medical field following the same ethical responsibilities, knowledge can be shared about society through word. Ethical responsibility is defined as the guidelines in this medical field. Each doctor follows these same guidelines in taking care of patients correctly. When each doctor follows these guidelines, their ethical responsibilities are similar in the fact that they are required to tell their patients everything and cannot withhold information. However, emotion can influence this. However, emotion can limit how this knowledge is shared. When a doctor has an emotion connection to a sick child, they don't want to say any bad news to them. However, reason can have the opposite effect. Through this way of knowing, doctors who do not have this emotional connection try to reason through the results, and they can blatantly tell a person about their bad health with negative news. Through reason, knowledge can be shared in many other ways. However, emotion can be proven to limit this. Knowledge can be shared in other ways, but perspective can also influence this. From a doctor's perspective, how they share the information is key. Ethical responsibilities are different for certain things, such as a factory that slaughters animals. Ethical conduct to increase business and money gains ethical responsibility in this circumstance. It is not what is morally right or wrong per individual. This is the ethical decision on what's best for the whole entire factory or company. Corporations' ethical responsibilities to increase their own business to keep their corporations running relies on their way of knowing reasoning. They say that if their production produces so many chicken nuggets, it will make them more money, hence it's worth to kill their baby chickens. Ethical responsibilities by the company do not say anything blur the outcome of this knowledge. But how does emotion play into this? Emotion can cloud the judgment of ethical responsibilities and their reasoning.
Created using Powtoon.